Well, after a long absence from YouTube, I'm finally getting around to producing and posting another video. The first one since a year ago in January, it now being March 2021. So in January 2020, when I came back from Louisiana, I made a quick winter video to show people where I was at the time. And after that, as everybody knows, COVID-19 kicked in and changed quite a few things, and there wasn't much impetus for me to film anything during COVID. There wasn't much going on other than a few little highlights here and there. So this video is kind of a follow-up to my last full-length video before last winter's short video, which is a Saturday in southwest Louisiana. So I'm heading out and I'm going to do a few of the same spots that I did in the previous video. So the COVID numbers here, the pandemic is still around, but it's at about 10% of its peak in terms of numbers as they were in December and January. So things are a lot better. Not completely out of the woods yet, but looking a lot better. Things are opening up even more. It's springtime. More music's being played outside. So we're going to try to find what's available and what's still kind of not available now. But certainly some hope for optimism. As they say, hope springs eternal. So we'll see where today brings us. Well, I imagine the noise level inside the cab here must be a lot louder than when I did my last Saturday in Louisiana recording, because I was driving a sedan back then, and now I'm on the I-49 heading northward in a Dodge Ram diesel pickup truck, which is a lot noisier. Although through all this din you might be able to hear KRVS radio, Lafayette, with the Les Haricots Sont Pas Salés show, which is a great way to travel around and listen to some good music and enjoying a nice, beautiful, sunny day. Well, here I am at Savoy Music Center in Eunice, Louisiana, and they seem to be having the music jam inside. I'd heard that they were outside, but I guess they've moved it inside now. So we'll go see what's happening over there today. Well, I just left Marc Savoy's music store and drove northward to Mamou to come to Fred's Lounge, but it's completely closed, and presumably it has been since COVID started. I didn't check. I just came to see what the situation was, and closed. So it was nice to be at Marc Savoy's. Nice to see him. Nice to see him play. Nice to see the people jamming. There's less people jamming as there usually is, and there were not too many old-timers there. A lot of younger folk, which is always good anyways, but I hope the older folk are not dearly departed due to COVID or other reasons, although two people that were there at the last time I was at the jam in November of 2019 are gone, and I'd actually mentioned them in the video that I took because I knew they were sick, but one of the men had actually kind of perked up from being quite ill, and well, the other one was quite ill also, but he always seemed to make a comeback. But a few months later, they both passed away. So hopefully, as time goes by, some of the older folks that are probably just staying away for COVID reasons will come back and keep on jamming and teach the younger generation all they know and their experience in playing music. So it's pretty quiet here in Mamou today, but I'm going to probably head back south of the I-10 and have a few more spots in mind to check out today. Well, it's just after 2 p.m. and I came to the Sunset Antique Market because Jimmy Bro and friends were going to be playing music, which they did, but from 10 to 12:30 p.m. Didn't pay enough attention to the time and didn't catch that part of it, but it seems to be kind of slowly but surely actually packing up here. But there's some food vendors still open. I'm just going to take a quick walk around to see what it's like, but it seems like a nice spot to check out on a Saturday morning and early afternoon. There are actually two buildings, two old barns filled with antiques. So the vendors outside were kind of packing up, but things are still open in these barns, so there's lots to see. And I believe this antique market is open once a month, the first Saturday of the month. This is the second barn. Driving through Cajun, Louisiana. We're heading eastbound on the I-10, just east of Bro Bridge and going toward the Henderson exit. There's construction along this section of road, and it's been going on for a couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's still another couple more years ahead of us for this construction. But I guess it'll be good when it's all done. Next stop, Lafayette Basin. So this is the Atchafalaya River, which is just along the road that I was driving on in Butte-La Rose, and I'm making my way to the campground that I mentioned. It's not too far away down yonder, and this is one of many boat launches along the river and the basin, and lots of water around here, obviously. Guess he's coming to pick up Skeeter. So I found the campground, which is called Cajun Heritage RV Park, and they have live music every Saturday night, so there is somebody tonight. Seems like a nice enough park. There's a boat launch on the other side of the park. There's a pavilion for the music. There's a pool. And yeah, I'm going to check out who's playing in the next little while, and might be worthwhile coming to stay overnight at a time when there's a band that I like that's playing. Lots of golf carts around here. There are a lot of camps and on the other side of the levee here, and all along this road There's, just, like I said, just leaving the campground right now. And the Basin Bridge is right up there, I-10. So this is a very nice road, but part of it was kind of bumpy back there, and I thought if I came out here, it'd be not so much fun driving along parts of that road, especially late at night. If I were to come only for the evening, then leave. But it's easy to get here by just taking an exit off the bridge up here and heading down to the campground. So that's great. On the way back to Lafayette, I stopped in at Bayou Teche Brewing in Arnaudville. I typically come here on Saturdays to have a cigar at the Mobile Cigar Lounge. It's here, Johnny Johnson and his Mobile Cigar Lounge, which is a great treat. And also to meet up with people that I invariably have met here in the past and run across them when I come here. Very nice people. Everybody here is very nice and friendly. They used to have Cajun music on Saturday afternoons. They put that on hold due to COVID, but looking around, you'd never think there was anything COVID relating going on, other than maybe the servers are wearing masks and everything is kind of loosened up here. So they used to have the music on the inside, and that can be seen on my last video from November 2019. And since that time, they've built this kind of shed with these closing garage doors, and they've built a little bandstand over there, and which is where the bands will be when the time comes. Presumably it'll be relatively soon, because music's starting up in different places. So very busy today, and it's usually quite busy on the weekends, but the nicer the weather, the busier it is. And yeah, so it's a great afternoon. Well, I arrived at Bayou Teche Brewing a bit after 5 p.m. and I stayed somewhat longer than I expected to. I got to chatting with people, and it was interesting. And anyway, I'm 3 hours later heading back to Lafayette. I've heard of a place that has some interesting musical talent playing tonight, so I'm going to go check that out. Well, here we are at the Feed and Seed, downtown Lafayette. Chubby Carrier is playing inside. This place seems as if it could be packed. There's cars everywhere in every direction. Usually there's a light outside illuminating that sign, but it's kind of dark. But it's going on in there. We'll see what's going on. We'll see how many people there are and how it's gonna play out. Well, that certainly was something. Chubby Carrier was pretty awesome. It was quite loud. But when I walked in there, I had the deer in the headlights look, where somebody even mentioned to me, she said look as if you're lost, because I was looking around. I could not believe the crowd, the size of the crowd. And I had not seen anything like that in over a year, since before COVID started. So that was either marking the end of COVID-19 or it was a super spreader event. I don't know. I can't quite figure it out. I really haven't seen anything like that in a while. I think Lafayette is done with COVID. If that's any indication, people are ready to kick into the roaring 20s. So anyway, it was a fun day overall. Lots of different things to be seen. Some things affected by COVID a little bit, some a lot, and some not at all. So there you go. That's a day in Southwest Louisiana, March 5th, 2021.